Hello everybody, welcome to a video about social media and indoctrination, and don't worry, this isn't going to be some Shane Dawson-y documentary where I bitch about how Jake Paul's a psychopath for 40 minutes every few days until I break $1 million from AdSense. This is all very strictly observational. I'm just going to be talking about things I've seen and some stuff I find interesting. Please don't cancel me in the comments. We good? Okay, let's get going. So first off, I'd like to say that I really see this from just two main social media platforms, TikTok and YouTube. So let's go ahead and start with YouTube because that's what this video is on. If you're on YouTube and between about 12 to 16 years old and your complexion resembles that of printer paper, then you've probably seen at least one Ben Shapiro or Steven Crowder or Jordan Peterson video. At first, YouTube shows you pretty moderate videos, nothing insane. Maybe watch a couple Change My Minds or a Ben Shapiro owns feminist compilations, but pretty soon you're an edgy teen who wants to get into politics now and you become a right-winger. Now, at some point during your viewing of these videos, you cross into a point where you go from apolitical, or maybe even slightly lefty because that's what the rest of your family believes, to calling yourself a moderate or a centrist, saying that you lean right, but I'm a moderate overall, to just straight up admitting that you're a conservative. This takes a different amount of time for a lot of people, but I think it's kind of interesting how it happens. Like I previously mentioned, you start by watching some feminist gets owned kind of thing, and you see a lot of other videos that get recommended to you. It seems like YouTube can find just enough of the absolute extremists of the left to make the right seem exponentially more reasonable. It's like 60% of the videos that you see are moderate, 20% are right-wing, 10% are super right-wing, and 10% are the most radical insanities on the left that make you run towards your 5'3" father, Ben Shapiro, and hide behind this piece of wood that he made sure to tell you was bought from Home Depot. Well, don't worry, he's going to protect you from the scary feminists. Now, okay, I know, while it may seem like I think only the right does this form of indoctrination, it doesn't. The left is equally guilty. So I'm going to move on to TikTok, a platform that I believe does the same thing, except on the side of the left. And again, I'm not saying there's anything inherently wrong with conservatism. I'm just mentioning the, indoctrination of it, and similar thing for TikTok, except for kind of extreme liberalism in particular. So TikTok does what YouTube does, but it seems to do it much faster. With how fast TikToks are, they can indoctrinate you in less than a week to virtually any party or ideology that you could dream of. Hell, I stopped twice already to watch TikTok in the making of this video. It's addictive and it's fast, and it follows a similar pattern to that of YouTube from what I've seen. And it indoctrinates young people on both sides of the political spectrum, but I would say it leans more toward indoctrinating girls as opposed to boys. Obviously, I know indoctrinating's a kind of a loaded term, but for this specific instance, pressuring political ideologies onto somebody else, I believe that TikTok and YouTube both do that. But again, YouTube tends to lean more towards boys, and TikTok seems to do this similar thing toward girls. So it'll begin with a similar process of recommendation to radicalization to damnation of the other side. Now, this toxicity that it spreads is kind of crazy for TikTok. The worst part about it is that it manages to radicalize and push us against each other so that we go further toward our political ideologies instead of growing more understanding of why the other side thinks the way they do. There was even a study that showed that when people are proven wrong, they're actually more likely to think wrongly and go further into their own indoctrination because being proven wrong doesn't feel good, so I'm sure it's the fault of the other person who proved me wrong. They're probably on the side of the people who go against me. So you have 12-year-old girls going kill all men and guys on the right saying go back to the kitchen to some fucking 13-year-old who's doing the renegade. This polarizing time is truly kind of a form of political insanity. I mean, it's just kind of crazy to think about, Here we have people getting indoctrinated at the age of fucking 12 to go into some extreme right-wing political ideology on YouTube and become, essentially neo-Nazis with their it's not racist, it's a joke, or it's not homophobic, it's just my religion and shit like that, and male testosterone levels have dropped, just crazy shit like that. And then you have on the other side of the political spectrum and on the other side of the social media spectrum too with TikTok, you have people going, oh, fucking kill all men, this and that and the other thing, and it's just like, it's kind of crazy, because you feel like you're going insane when you're seeing these contrasting political ideologies, and you're like, oh my god, is there no sane person alive? But I really feel like the trick to it is to just kind of go outside, you know? As bad as and crazy as that sounds, honestly, go outside. Like, if the more time you spend on social media, the less you're gonna actually see real represented views of people. Social media is fake, right? You're hiding behind a screen. That's what I'm doing right now without my webcam on. You don't have to take any responsibility for the actions or the things that you believe, and instead you can just rely on your own abilities to BS your way out of it, and oh, it's just a joke, or oh, it's just this or just that or just the other thing, you know? There's like no true consequence to any of it. And so you have these people who get indoctrinated in these beliefs because they spend so much time online that eventually they don't have to face the consequences of the real world, and their online ideals that they've been indoctrinated into become their actual ideals. And more and more it kind of decreases in terms of being something satirized to something that is kind of turned into very real and very kind of scary situation, you know? And again, I'm not saying that any particular side is more guilty of this. I think that both are. I mean, obviously, I have my own political leanings, so, you know, I'll try to be as upfront as I can about those. But I mean, this is something that both sides do to a point where I feel like people become just completely radicalized because of social media, and to where the more and more that you're bombarded with, the less and less you can kind of handle the disagreement and handle the logic and the common sense of it all. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of my 2 cents on it. I think that it's super polarizing and all that. And of course, this isn't anything original to say at all, and I'm not gonna act like I'm saying something profound. It's more of an observation than anything else. But I find that, especially with creators, like, you have your Andrew Tates, and then I don't know, I can't think of a political Hasanabis, on the other side. And jeez, dude, it's like, and by the way, I think that Hasanabi does occasionally make some valid points. I don't want his Hasanabi heads to come at me. And I'm sure Andrew Tate has made like a point that I agree with before too. But yeah, overall, it seems like we're all kind of losing our minds. So just go outside, everybody. Except for me. I'm probably just going to stay here and play Bed Wars. Anyway, goodbye.